How's it going, Jay? Thanks for doing this, man. You guys had the big win on Wednesday. You've kind of been in this position in past seasons before, and then maybe had a really discouraging loss. How do you guys avoid that this time? And have you even talked about some of the past occurrences?
Yeah, I mean, right now we kind of just that was a great win, but we got to kind of just put it in the past right now and just lock in on this next game. Whatever happened in the past, really, we just got doesn't really matter. It's not going to help us right now because we just need to stay day by day right now and just lock in on this Mississippi State game and just have a really good practice today and kind of just follow through with that.
Colin?
Yeah, Justin, I think you guys are top 10 right now, at least best in the SEC in offensive rebound rate. I'm curious what makes this team's not necessarily the tallest team in the league, but just what makes you guys such a great rebounding team, especially on the offensive end? And are there any tricks to being a good offensive rebounder?
I mean, I just think we have a lot of guys that play hard, and Coach Frank and a lot of our coaches always just stay on us about going to the offensive glass and how important that is because it just makes it a lot easier to just get easier baskets, and if you just play hard, a lot of times the ball will find you, but any tricks like that, I could just say, I don't know, I'll just tell everybody just play hard, really.
Who's the worst guy to try to offensive rebound against? The guy that's going to box you out, probably the hardest in the league.
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know. That's really tough. I mean, it's got to be one of the. I mean, even the guys we played against, Colin Castleton, he's so big, it was kind of hard, but there's a lot of good guys in this league. I could box out. So.
Joe Gorchow?
Justin, after your team's performance at Florida the other day, what did you guys learn about yourselves and your potential this season? And how do you bottle up a great performance like that and keep it moving forward?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kind of like I said before, the way you bottle up is just kind of focusing on what's in front of you, that being in the moment, staying day by day, focus on what's really, really going to matter. It was a great win, and we know we're capable of getting wins like that, and we know what type of team we are when we come out and are ready to play, and it's a good feeling. But you kind of got to move forward and just be right in the moment, ready to get the next one.
Mitch Brown.
Obviously, that game is in the past now, Justin. But it seemed like in that second half, you guys were more assertive, going to the lane. You kind of realized we can bully on the block a little bit. So you guys were taking it to the rim more. Is that something that you guys kind of realized and flipped the switch and said, okay, we can start playing this way and start making dividends that way as well? Or is it kind of just based on the matchups? Or
yeah. Well, in the first half, I think a lot of the guys felt that we were settling too much, and our coaches let us know that. And at halftime, we talked about how I think there was like 10 straight possessions where the ball didn't get into the paint. It was just one pass, two passes, and chucking up threes. And that's not really winning basketball. And once they told us that, and once we figured that out, then I think guys really started to put their head down and started to get to the rim, which made it a lot easier for us.
Michael and Anna?
Hey, Justin. Frank has talked a lot about just all the defensive adjustments he's made to what you guys are doing. And as someone who's been in his system for a couple of years, just how different is it, the way that you guys are doing things? And what has it been like for you as a veteran on the team, kind of adjusting to this and helping some of the younger guys adjust to it too?
Yeah. I mean, yes, some of the tweaks that he made, they're different. But a lot of our concepts are the same, but just we've made some tweaks with just with our ball pressure and our guard and our off the ball pressure, I guess you'd say. And then for me, it was kind of like, I had to learn, but I mean, I've been here, so I'm able to pick up on things I think a little bit quicker than I used to be. So I just try and carry that over to the younger guys and kind of make it easier for them to try and learn and pick up on things like that as well.
Dick Cox.
Justin, how hard is it to go into empty arenas and play now? You're seeing all around the country that lots of teams just come out flat and developing any kind of consistency of being ready to play. But how hard is it going into an empty arena and playing?
Mm-hmm. I was at first it was really, really different. But I think now at this part of the season, I think I'm starting to get used to it. I think we're starting to get a little used to it. You just got to be able to bring your own energy and create your own energy within your team, and as together we got to be able to lift each other up, I guess, if that makes sense.
Joe Gorchow?
Justin, Frank has talked a lot about connectivity and this team lacking it at times. What have you guys done either on the court, off the court to build that chemistry? And how do you think that'll help you guys moving forward, the closer you guys can become? And secondly, just what's the big challenge on Saturday taking on Mississippi State?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we did struggle with being connected and stuff, but a lot of us have been here together. A lot of us we had a lot of the guys returning from last year, so we kind of just had to get back to what we know works and what we do best. And I mean, we're all really a really close team off the court as well, so we just need to figure it out. That was more on the court. And Mississippi State's gonna be a very tough game. We got a big one coming up on Saturday, and they got two really good bigs, and then two scorers, Molinar and the other kid. They're really good, so we got our hands full.
Colin?
Yeah, Justin, I was going to ask about. I got two questions. First, you mentioned the bigs and Abdul Abdo, and what have you seen from him? What do you remember about having to go up against him last year, and what are some kind of the tricks to defending him, or not getting your shot blocked against him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, me personally, I haven't played him since freshman year. I haven't played Mississippi State since freshman year. So, but I do know that he's a very big body, and he's one of the best. Like he blocks one of the most shots in the SEC. He's definitely a big body, and they have the kid Tolu Smith, who's a really great rebounder, and so we definitely got our hands full with those two bigs. But I think we'll be okay.
I forgot you were injured a little bit last year during those two Mississippi State games. Second question.
Yeah.
I guess Frank has kind of talked about you retooling your ball screen defense a little bit and making it maybe a little more simpler for those of us who don't necessarily understand the finer points of ball screen defense. What are some things that you're doing differently, and how does that kind of help you guys out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think going back to the last game, I think our ball screen defense we played very well. The guards were getting through screens way easier, and they're going over and getting through, and we had just our big playing with energy and protecting the rim as best as we could. So,
Michael?
Excuse me. Frank has talked about Jermaine and Keyshawn, both guys stepping up as vocal leaders on this team this year. And I mean, obviously we see what they're doing on the court. We're seeing all Keyshawn's dunks and all of that, but just away from the court, the things that we don't see. I mean, how have they evolved as leaders, those two guys? What have you seen as, being their teammate?
Yeah, I mean, I think their voice is very loud, and it helps us. It helps us a lot throughout games, and they give us the courage and the motivation to be able to go out there when times get hard and be able to go play and just play as best as we can. So I mean, those guys are really talented, and they're also very good leaders.
Joe?
Yeah, Justin, it kind of like blew my mind when you said you haven't played Mississippi State since your freshman year. So I had to go back real quick and realize that you haven't played a full season since your freshman year. And so obviously with COVID, it's been broken up. Just how have you handled maybe the ups and downs of not being able to play a full slate even this season, which is no fault of your own because of the pandemic. But how do you handle that challenge and the frustration with your approach to the game and still maintain that positive attitude, given that you haven't played a full 30-game slate since your freshman season?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a struggle at times. There's a lot of like ups and downs and stuff, but I mean, talking to a lot of people that are in my circle and talking to coaches, talking about how important it is to just live in the moment. And once I learned that, to really just be able to focus on living in the moment and just taking it day by day, that really has helped me throughout a lot of my career. Because it's just if I look too far in the future, then I start thinking about I'm missing everything that's in front of me, and then if I look too back in the past, then that's not gonna do anything for me anyways, because I'm not in the current moment.
Do you have a greater appreciation for playing the game because of what you've gone through and all the waiting to just be on the floor and compete?
Yeah, most definitely, because I mean, as I know, it could change like that. Just like in 1 second, you could just like not be able to play. So I just try and take every opportunity as I can and try and make the most out of it.
Michael?
You're talking about living in the moment. I'm just curious if there are any tricks or there's any part of your routine or things that you read or wristbands or anything that you look at that kind of helps keep you in the moment and keeps you, you know, in the right place mentally as you're approaching the season?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think I just got to be mindful of it, you know, whenever, because it's just not, it's natural to look into the future. It's natural to try and just think about other things, but to really be mindful of it and just keep reminding yourself, like, okay, no, like, I'm in this present moment, like I need to be good right now. That helps me a lot.
Dick Cox. Dick, you are on mute.
Thank you. You talked about having self-motivation with no crowds. What do you go through to get jacked up to play on game day? What is your ritual you use?
Mm-hmm. Well, with me, I have my music, so I listen to my music, and then I try and just like kind of like things I kind of just talked about right there is just like kind of reminding yourself, like, this opportunity might not come. Like, for right now, like, you never know. Like, in the world we live in right now, like, in any second the thing could change. We could get shut down. Something could happen. You can get injured, anything. So that's why you gotta just be able to if I remind myself of that, I'm gonna stay motivated and just enjoy the current moment of playing this game, because you don't know how long it's gonna go for.